did I do it? Yeah. I rewatched the worst Thomas and Friends movie of all time. Thomas and Friends, Big World, Big Adventures. Yeah. Thomas and Friends, Big World, Big Adventures was probably the biggest mistake of the whole franchise. I'm gonna be honest. From from a Thomas and Friends standpoint, it was bad. And I asked a while back in a community post if this was better than All Engines Go. And pretty much everybody said this. But let me just go ahead and say it. From a political standpoint, All Engines Go is better. And that's why the title of this video is Thomas and Friends, Big World, Big Adventures. An agenda-driven mess. Yeah, an agenda-driven mess. And I'm not talking like all these other agendas you might see out there today. For anybody who's wondering, no, I'm not going to tell you my political standpoint on anything. And if you're upset with this movie, that's okay. But if you're gonna make a whole video talking about how you'd fix it, and etc., cringe! Yeah, I'm talking about the unlucky tug. But before I get into this movie, and the show as well, almost forgot, what do you, the viewers, think of All Engines Go and Big World, Big Adventures? I should stop doing that, I know, I'm not Jax. But yeah. Thomas and Friends Big World, Big Adventures is famous for being one of the biggest bumps in the franchise. Why, do you ask? Well, I'll go ahead and say it. Well, first off, they were taking Thomas to see the world because some stupid kid at Mattel said the following: "Trains go places, but Thomas doesn't go anywhere." I mean, what? Was that kid serious? Yeah, like literally, think of all the places Thomas has been. Great Waterton, Misty Island Rescue. Wait, should that count? Dieselworks, Steamworks, the mainland. Yeah, he's been, like, literally almost everywhere, and heck, he's probably been to America once or twice, I don't know. But, about why I brought up All Engines Go, I'll get to that in a minute. First, Thomas and Friends Big World, Big Adventures. The things the fans hated about it. The bouncing. The CGI reached its all-time low. The writing was pretty bad. The engines would have these fantasies where they'd imagine themselves as, well, Thomas, any engine in general, would have a fantasy where he, or another engine, imagine themselves as, say, an air blimp, a car, a rocket ship, an elephant, for crying out loud. Why did Mattel do it? 3 factors that contributed. Bad writing, Andrew Brenner left, and tried to be like other kids' shows. 3 strikes, just like Sharon Miller. Poetic, wouldn't you say? And now, Thomas and Friends has reached a pretty big strike with All Engines Go. And I've heard the news that Nelvana Entertainment has shut down. Season 4 could be the last season, but you never know. They might just get another animation company and close their ears to what the fans have to say about it. But back on Thomas and Friends BWBA, the short version of Big World, Big Adventures. Okay, I listed the things people hated about it, but now, well, here are 2 of the biggest problems I have with it. Number 1, Edward and Henry are kicked off the Steam team in favor of Rebecca and Nia, 2 female engines, because, quote-unquote, there's a gender imbalance on the Steam team. And I'm just like, what? Because, I mean, like, literally, There are so many girls in Thomas. Mavis, Molly, Rosie. I'm sure there are some others that they could have introduced. Honestly, I would have preferred if they brought back Molly instead of introducing frickin' Rebecca, you know? Because, yeah, Rebecca kind of sucks, I'm just being honest. And then Nia, well, okay, Nia's just kind of stereotypical. She's painted in bright orange African-looking colors, and they constantly just talk down to the audience, telling her, oh, look, she's from Kenya, she's from Africa, etc., etc. And I'm just like, we get it. And then, yeah. And now number 2. How it portrays other countries is stupid. Yeah, it portrays other countries in kind of this stereotypical, kind of offensive fashion. It portrays America as, well, the Grand Canyon, cowboys, with Western accents. It portrays Italy as people that eat lasagna, sing opera, talk like Mario. With places like Brazil, they stereotypicalize it with all those bright, flashy colors here and there and all that stuff. And with Japan, it's with the engines. They stereotypicalize it with the engines because of how the engines look, design-wise, paint-wise, and everything-wise. Yeah. And it also portrays them, you know, doing stuff like Tai Chi. Stuff that a train shouldn't do. And, yeah, as a fan, it does hurt to see Thomas doing things a train shouldn't do, than to see him in a boring, predictable episode as a train. Yeah, I took that from the Unlucky Tug. Fight me, Unlucky Tug. Anyway, yeah, those are the 2 main problems I have with it. So, compared to All Engines Go, which didn't try in any way to be stereotypical or anything, even though it's really imbalanced in terms of male-female stuff. BWBA is worse. Yeah. BWBA is far worse. And if you don't think so, well, let me know down in the comments.